Hello everybody, welcome to Cape Rugby TV. It's Wednesday night, and as usual we bring you the very best of what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Big thanks to Hisense that has come on board with Cape Rugby TV as the official technical partner to Cape Rugby TV. They've been on board now for into our second year, and what a pleasure they've helped us digitize these screens. I'm going to talk to you more a little bit about that, about the monitors that we've got in during the course of the show, and some fantastic Hisense prizes that will be coming up next year, giving away possibly some TVs as well as some cell phones. All that comes up a little bit later. Of course, big thanks to Score that has come on board. As you know, I've got my can of Score energy drink here. We'll give you an opportunity to win yourself a case of Score during the course of the show. And Factory Shop's SA mobile app that is also on board with Cape Rugby TV as one of our partners. Well, folks, tonight is slightly different. Tonight is, we're moving away from all the coaches and so forth, and tonight we start with our first round of what we call the Captain's Table. So over the next few weeks we'll have an opportunity to talk to the various captains of the clubs of a Western Province Club Rugby. So we thought it would be appropriate to start off with our Super League A, B and C winning captains. Of course, Rangers, False Bay and Union. So let me introduce you to the panel then this evening. Our first guest with me, Graham Knoop, otherwise known as Snoop. Snoop, long overdue to have you on the show. Hello, Snoop.
Cheers, JP. Thanks for having me.
Lekker. And then we've got Eddie Teron, Union Mill cap. Hello, Eddie.
Hi, JP. Good to be here. Good to see you.
And Hisham Samai from Rangers.
Hi, JP. Good to be here. Thanks, sir.
I need a nickname for you, like Sami or
Sanchez.
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 How do you get? Really? Is that where does that come from?
I have no idea. I have so many. They call me Shadow as well.
Shadow. No, I think I'll go with Sanchez.
Yeah, Sanchez.
Or Sami. Does anyone call Sami? No. That would make more sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, folks. So it's been, of course, a string of highlights. Hisham, let's start off with you. Actually, I mean, you guys had a fantastic season. Took a couple of knocks here and there. Highlight for you guys this year must have been winning Super League B.
Yeah, well, Super League C, we won.
I mean, Super League C. I'm thinking already ahead of 20.
Just think the turnaround for us. We were relegated from Super B to Super C.
Yeah.
And just the attitude, guys stuck in. We told ourselves, look, we're going back up, and that's exactly what we did. We worked hard for it. There was a couple of knocks here and there, especially like after the fast. It's a bit tough to just get back into and keep the game at the same pace. But fortunately, we had a great season. We also had the President's Cup as well.
So, Eddie, let's bring you into Junior Mill. Let's kind of start establishing some kind of level that we can all engage on. Highlight for you guys?
Yeah, definitely winning Super B, going to the final again, winning, kind of losing just one game. So that was a highlight. Low lights is definitely, losing at Newlands and losing against Belleville at home.
Like there's a statement, hey, losing at Newlands.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the kind of things that a Springbok captain says, or a Stormers captain after the game in the post-match says, losing at Newlands is always
name dropping.
Yeah, I love that. Snoop, let's bring you into this. You guys, False Bay, you guys have had a fantastic season. In fact, we've spoken about this on the show so many times. The last 5 years has been an incredible journey for the Bay. Yep. You got knocked down, you climbed back up, you rebuilt the club. You struggled with sponsorship, you got your management side right, you got an administrator right, you got the fans back at the field. It's been a 5-year journey. I mean, we're going to talk about this year's journey on its own, which has been incredible. And I think we all knew last year already in 2015 that False Bay was going to be the force to be reckoned with. You came out and proved that. But the last 5 years for the Bay, incredible travels.
Yeah, it has been a great journey for the Bay. It's been a building process, piece by piece. I think what the Bay got right early on is it has a very strong committee. The structure's in place there. They've got guys that are doing a lot of work behind the scenes.
Where did it start? Because we've kind of spoken about False Bay as a role model club in club rugby, and not because False Bay is top of the pile, but because you've actually been one of the clubs that has, like many other clubs in the past, thought, club rugby is at an end. There's no future here. Things are terrible in the world of club rugby. And 5 years ago, things were very bad. Or put it this way, there was a bit of the chins dropped. Where did it start for you guys back then when you were in Super League B? There was a turnaround moment.
Yeah, I think it actually goes back a bit further. There's a story that goes about where the club was in the C League and about to be possibly relegated again, and a handful of committee members got together and they just made the decision. They said, listen, we love our club, we're passionate about our club, and we want to get it back to its former glory days. And I think that's where the journey really started 13, 14 years ago. And the vision was to get back into the A-League and be competitive again. And they started putting the right things in place for that. And I think what that started with was the right people. People with workability that could actually get things done. So it wasn't just positions or titles. They actually put people in place that could get stuff done for the club. And that was really the foundation. And then, like you said, eventually we got back into the A-League. I think it was 2010. That was a fantastic year for us. We managed for the club to be back in the league for the first time in 13 years. We managed to roll over Marties and Hammies that year, and it's quite a big kudos.
So it's been done before?
Yeah. And then 2 years later, I think we found ourselves back in the B League.
In the B League, yeah.
Yeah, and it just goes to show how quickly that can happen.
And it was that's the milestone moment that for me jumps out. So 13 years ago was before my time, other than when we were doing club rugby on Good Hope. But I remember that period.
Well, massive, because that's a watershed moment. So now you're back in the B League and you go, okay, where are we going from here? Are we going to stay here? Are we going to go backwards? And within one season, we managed to turn it around and get back into the A-League.
Yeah.
And I think lessons are learned there. And finding ourselves back in the A-League, we managed to perform again. And like you said, 5-year building process, and we find ourselves here today.
That's an incredible performance. Eddie, for you guys as well. I mean, Milnerton, you haven't had all the luxuries, perhaps, of some of the easy sponsorships of some of the clubs. A lot of challenges for you guys as well. Not to mention the fact that you got a hiding from Belleville over. But it's been a great journey for you guys as well. And now you find yourselves in Super League A. And we're going to get into some of the challenges. I think we've got some questions that have come in on Facebook for you guys. We'll see how many there are and how much we can talk about. But the last 4 years or so, I mean, would you have thought yourself 4 years ago, 5 years ago, that you'd find yourself 2017 in Super League A?
Look, no, it was definitely a plan that Ish and the greater club had. We as players just, do our best.
Did he? Did he actually have that?
I do think. I mean, Ish now and going into Super A, I know Ish. He won't just want to be there. He doesn't want to just fill the numbers. He'll want to be competitive.
So he's been fibbing to us. Every time he comes on the show, he says he's not too worried about promotion.
Ish in the cards close to his chest. No, but it's definitely been a plan. And we also have that administrators, Nolene and them, and they've got the plan and they want to take the club forward and kind of be the best.
What's the toughest thing? What are the hardest moments for you guys at Union Mill? And I know that everybody has their own challenges. We're going to come back to Sanchez here in a second. But what's the hardest things for you guys?
Yeah, it's definitely, sponsorship. The numbers, you want to get the numbers there, and then we hope now in Super A it'll be better where the guys that stay in the area won't drive past the club to go play at a False Bay or,
But why is sponsorship a problem? I mean, why does that, what does that create? Does that mean you have less players, you have weaker players, you have less water? Why is that a negative?
It's just attracting players, with what you got. I think it's not just what you can give them, it's what you can propose, it's the gear, it's all that little things, what you're gonna do to take the club forward, and I think sponsorship is massive into that.
Yeah. Sanchez, let's bring you back into the picture here, Hisham. We're going to talk about the actual physical rugby game. You mentioned talking about keeping up with the pace, and everything's faster and bigger and stronger as you go up. But from a Rangers perspective, Ebi Murat, he's done a great job there. He's come in there and kind of brought a different culture in the last couple of years. What are the big challenges for you guys at Rangers?
I think it's the same as he said, our club is self-sponsored, you get people behind the scenes just putting hands in their pockets, just trying to keep us afloat, trying to push us, and also a lot of behind the scenes work is going on. So what we're trying to do is just keep positive culture at the club, showing the players, we're asking them to be self-disciplined, we're showing what happens.
So is that a problem? Is discipline a problem?
It's not really a problem. I think we can just do it better.
Yeah.
And I think we did very well this year.
What about practices? Appearances, participation, have you got the numbers? Is the field okay? Is there water?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things I'm interested in.
Yes, and it's the people behind the scenes that does the work for us. There's always something on practice for us. Like on a Thursday night, we'll have some soup afterwards even.
What about,
just
so
to
when
keep
do you
the
do
club
butter chicken?
together.
When is the butter chicken?
Yeah, the butter chicken is only when you come along.
Really?
Yeah, only when JP say there's butter chicken.
I tell you something. I don't know. I don't get anything at False Bay, and I don't get anything at Union Mill. You know, they don't do anything for us ever. If Cape Rugby comes there, you kind of get ignored and you put on the one side. You don't get invited to the players' functions. But
I'm
it's
sure
okay.
it's not that bad. Eh?
Nah, it's just the concept of hospitality. I mean, you guys have got it organized.
Yeah.
The Super League A clubs, they don't really know how to do it properly. I think Snoop says too often he's got too much gears, but the butter chicken is a win.
Yeah.
Now, just tell us a little bit about who makes that butter chicken, because it's not just. I mean, you obviously can't change that recipe.
No, that's something that Nadima Khan that makes it for us.
So Nadima
yeah,
Khan.
she just makes it for you.
Hey,
Yeah. It's a lot of ladies that just make stuff for you. If the year child is coming, the food is ready. It's cooking already Saturday morning. It's
Stud
ready.
muffin.
Yeah.
Snoop, but you guys, I mean, let's talk a little bit about that from a venue perspective. The last few years has also seen quite a lot of changes in the construction of False Bay. You got a digital scoreboard up there now.
Yeah.
I know the guys from Barristers have got an extension there at of the restaurant. So you've extended almost like a beer garden area.
Yeah.
It's a full-on restaurant facility. 5 years ago, this wasn't there. It was your bar, hot dog stand, and a little kitchen around the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole massive entertainment facility now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with our club sports gone, if you look back 20, 30 years ago, people congregated at their local sports club.
Yeah.
And they went down to a local hockey club or rugby club or cricket club or whatever they did. And that doesn't happen anymore. So your kind of club facility has to be providing something else to the community. And that's what the club did. Again, for any club, it's difficult to sustain itself financially. And the cleverest thing the club did was to bring in an outside business. Yeah. And they're running a restaurant out of there. And it's been great for our club. However you want to look at it.
And you obviously got a revenue share out of that, so the club makes a bit of revenue out of that to help contribute to the.
Yeah, I know there is
You don't have to give out any numbers.
No, I'm very aware.
So the 12 million, 20 million that you're making, 100 million rand that you make, it's not real.
it's nothing like that. I don't know where these guys get these numbers.
According to the newspapers.
JP, I get a chicken snitch or a beer.
It's more than I get when I come to the Bay.
Tell you what,
I'm going to not leave that that bone alone. Eddie, you guys are again the difference between I think False Bay's facility and Milnerton's facility is that you're very much in a municipal facility where you have to share it with other sports codes. So you're a little bit limited in terms of what you can do, but your facilities are great. I mean, you've got great. There's a great bar facility and it caters for everybody. It's enough to make it work.
Yeah, no, it's definitely enough to make it work. It has its own limitations, and a kitchen is a great source of income. What that we'll definitely have to look into.
Yeah.
But we've got a couple of stalls outside selling samosas and that kind of stuff. I'll organise when you come next time, JP.
Well, I get picked up when I come. There's a gazebo there, and I think Mr. Dolly grabs me before I get to you guys. And then I get a couple of rotis.
So we do cater for you then, JP.
No, it's always a jaw going to Milnerton. I really do. We've got a nice picture here of the Rangers game. Isham, where was this picture taken?
This picture, which one is this? We have so many pictures.
There's a barbecue wall.
This is Surrey Estate.
Was this at
On
Surrey?
our home ground, yeah. This is after.
Alright, just tell us a couple of the names of the players over there.
In front there is our vice president with his arms out. That's Ismail Abrams. Then we have Gimpy, we have Ricky, our fly-off star of the year probably. And then at the back there, Salih Arendse with the dreads. Amazing season he had. We have Rafik C there, our lock at the back, Abdullah. We just had an amazing season, a couple of guys that really put their hands up. And Faiz Charles on the far left, brilliant player.
Salih had a great season.
A great season.
I mean, we interviewed him, I don't know how many times. I think he was man of the match probably 20 times.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
He just, his attitude on and off the field is
and he's such a leader.
Amazing.
He's such a leader. The thing that I remember the most, guys, and I'll be honest with you, is when I come to a club rugby game, the thing that makes it special for us and makes it easy for us to talk TV and to talk club rugby and to talk community and talk sports broadcasting is the individuals that make an attempt when you get there. to have a conversation, to come and say hi.
Yeah.
Because then we carry those stories back here with us, and then
Yes.
it's easy to tell the story. And he's been fantastic.
He's an amazing player. Just to have him on the team, always has that go forward, always have that attitude, that hunger to defend
Yeah.
and to get that ball again. And he just inspires and lights up everyone else around.
Yeah, no, I think guys like that, and that's the thing about the club rugby family, and which I particularly love is at the sevens, for example, the guys would be walking with a group of friends, and we would come up, and then they would stop and leave the group just to come and say hello and see how you doing and how's it going, what's going to be on the show next week, and that's really, really fantastic. I mean, Milnerton, Eddie, you guys have got the same kind of vibe there. I'm going to talk to, because obviously you don't have the gears, but if you need gears, Snoop will give you some because apparently they got extra. But it's a lekker jol at Milnerton.
Yeah, no, it's definitely it is. We've got a bit of a gees. Winning creates that gees, which is important. But yeah, we've definitely got that gees, and then we've got a few characters in the team that helps it along.
Yeah, I've got a picture here of from you guys as well, Union Mill. This not quite sure where this picture was taken. Where was this taken?
It's at Milnerton.
Is this at Milnerton? What's that monstrosity in the background there? It looks almost like the Cape Town Stadium. But run us through some of the folks that you got here.
Yeah, so there's Mackie. You know Mackie well. He forgot his teeth in his bag in the changing room. Then you got Vion, a new player that joined this season and's done quite well. You've got Kevin in the front there. Norman as well, that's been at the club for 4 years now, so he's come with a journey. Then you've got Leon, he travels all the way from Paul, so it's quite committed. And then Lawrence has also been at the club, gone and then come back. And so guys has been there for quite a while.
Lekker. And I think the nice thing, the thing about what we talk about in terms of the show is we focus more on people. We try and as opposed to 80 minutes of one game. I think that's the highlight. Is if we can always inspire the individuals and make them feel like, hey, my name has been mentioned, my auntie's name has been mentioned, my uncle's been named. Then that'll inspire them to go to your field. That's where we kind of head up. Snoop, you're the one. With all the gears, I know that I think you guys have now got gears on eBay that you actually are auctioning because you've got too much gears.
Yeah, we're going to say at the club, please stop bringing the gears because there's already too much.
No more gears. Timer.
It becomes a problem when there's too much gears.
Have you thought about putting a sign up with like a stop sign in the front of the entrance when you drive in that says no gears allowed?
It's actually developed to the point now where the guys have said, please, if Mr. Gears arrives, just ban him.
Yeah, well then it means you're going to have to cancel the Joburg flight so Brendan Shield can't come down.
Yeah, exactly. I think he is a big part of the gears.
That and he's killed.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here. It's one of the photographs from False Bay. Run us through this, Snoop.
That looks like our Gold Cup final away. Some special players in that team. Justin van Winkel is obviously played
250 games or something like that?
Yeah, he's played well over 200 games.
Too many.
For False Bay first team. Ashley Wells, Roland Marley,
Ryan Olivier.
Slab, yeah.
Jono van der Walt in the back left there.
Gunnar Hughes as well has joined our coaching staff and our managers. Yeah, truth is we've got a great team there. Guys also talk about a lot of people turn around and go, oh, you guys have such a great season, a great team. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes. You have to have good coaching staff, you have to give good management. Our admin side is very well, is right up there. So everything flows, everything works well, and everyone just tries to be the best at their job.
Yeah. Right, folks, we're talking to the captains of Super League A, B, and C as we go into the season, as we continue through November, at least not November, December and January, we'll be talking to more of the captains. And we also, don't forget, we will be chatting to some of the history elements of club rugby. But over the next few weeks, we're talking to the captains around what we call the captain's table. So feel free to send your questions in for the captains. Right, if you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, then all you need to do is go to our Facebook page and upload yourself a picture or tell us who is the official energy drink supplier to Cape Rugby TV. Congratulations then to last week's winner, Sakumzi Vapi. There's a picture there with Sakumzi and his can of Score can in hand, and he'll be winning a case of Score energy drinks. We've got a couple of questions that has come in from our Facebook folks. We'll touch on that a little bit later, and we'll start turning our attention a little bit more to the actual game itself. last few minutes was a little bit of a wrap of who we are and where we are. And now it's time to start looking at the game of rugby. We'll be back after the ad break. Welcome back, folks. It's of course Cape Rugby TV, and we are talking around the captain's table. Joining me on the first around the captain's table is Sham Samai from Rangers and Eddie Theron from Milnerton, and of course Graham Knoop, otherwise known as Snoop from False Bay. Had a bit of fun so far just understanding the history of the club itself and the challenges over the last few years. But yeah, it's time for us to now turn our attention a little bit towards the game of rugby and those questions that have come in from you in Facebook. Just from a playing perspective, Sanchez, otherwise known as Sanchez, is Sham. The team that we looked at earlier on the photograph there. Now, how important is it to keep those? Are you going to be keeping those same guys going into 2017? Because now you're going up to Super League B, and the challenges are going to be quite tough. What kind of challenges are you expecting, and how many of the guys do you feel that you need to bring through to the next level?
Well, that's why your second team is important, as well as your under 20s. It's your feeder teams. So what we're trying to do, we'd like to keep the core of the players, and then just build around the core and just bring in a couple of new players, and hopefully, seeing that we're moving up to Super B and we have some new guys already. So just to build on that, in our fitness, and we need to get our goals in line for Super B now.
Do you think the other guys excited? The guys that just won, are they excited? And because of the win, you're pretty sure that they're going to be back next year?
Yeah, they're going to be back next year. We're still in contact. We started our pre-season already. So
seems
the guys
like
are hard at work,
Eddie, it seems like a lot of clubs. Have you guys also started pre-season?
Yeah, we started the first week in November, JP,
Really?
and it's going to the 15th of December, and then no rest for Ish,
No rest for the wicked. Yeah, Slim, you guys you're not fully on pre-season yet, or are you?
No, not yet. Our season was a bit extended this year.
Yeah, you had a bit of a long run.
Yeah, so we'll start up 9th of Jan again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got your plan. Everyone's got their plans and their systems worked out of exactly.
have to.
Their periodization is obviously calculated. We've got a question here for you, Misham, from Yusha Ghasant. He says, firstly, great initiative in getting the captains on the show. And to the Rangers football captain, how do you plan on motivating the team to succeed in Super League B?
Because like I said, we have to, it's not my goal alone. We are a community club. And I think we just need to get the buy-in of all the players. We set our goals, and if we all decide on a goal, we can work towards it. And I think fitness is key. Fitness is key in any league, so we have to work on our fitness just to play 10-minute rugby.
Eddie, I'm going to ask you the same question. How do you guys plan on motivating the team going to Super League A?
Sure, I think playing in Super A itself, playing against the likes of against False Bay, Marties, that kind of motivates you already. You play against the big guns. False Bay did well in the Gold Cup; they were on TV. That's motivation in itself, and we want to compete there. We want, we don't want to fill the number. So
are there more expectations from players? Do the players' expectations change and start? Now that you're going up, well, when we must get more, you must give us more. Are those some challenges out there?
Look, I'm not too sure. I'm sure that's a challenges that the administrators have, and I'm sure new players wanting to come to the club always, want to know what the club can offer them. But that's luckily something that's been kept away from the players.
Because the reality is that as we go around the field, we hear the rumours at a lot of clubs. It doesn't matter what league you're in. That the challenge is that they're starting to get ridiculous requests. I don't know how club rugby or something became like it's the UEFA Cup or something like that. But we're getting to hear about these ridiculous requests that players want a ton of money, and they want a car, and they want transport, and all this kind of stuff. And I feel like some of those players are getting a little bit greedy. I don't know which clubs it's happening at, but I can imagine that it is happening, and that maybe some of the players are going to have to keep their feet on the ground a little bit. Yeah. I don't know, Eddie, if you've got any comments on that.
Yeah, I think that's probably a challenge at every club. Some players that think they should be getting more or are getting more, but I think that it's important for the players just to focus on the game and that being kept away.
Yeah. Sloop, now you guys are going to have a different set of challenges because you're not going up to like Super League AA. You've got a bunch of top guys there that have had an incredible season. The challenge for you now is you want to have those same guys come back. You want to keep them as happy as possible. Your challenge is to try and repeat what you did in 2016. And have you guys had any meetings around this?
Yeah, we have discussed it. We've said it before. If going out and just purely winning to be the sole focus wasn't our intention. We wanted to work on the culture within the team, work within the culture within the club. If we got those small things right, we eventually believe that winning would be the byproduct.
Yeah.
Again, we came close to the year before. We believe if we get the small things right, our structures right, our systems, the culture right within the team and the club.
You keep talking about this we. When we're talking we, what are you referring to? Because in some clubs, when you speak to a coach, they talk we, they're talking about the management team. Then in another club, when they talk we, they talk about the coaching team. But I very much pick up when you're talking about a we, that it's more than just your administrators and your coaches. It almost sounds to me like you've got a full collective we there, from the kitchen staff through to the players through to...
Yeah. It does. It filters down. We're all on the same vision and the same path. It starts with our committee, and it filters its way down into the coaches, and then kind of works its way through to the players.
Do you have meetings, like group meetings, where you bring everybody in and tell them what you're doing, your vision? Or?
The committee does. It does chat to the teams and the club, and then teams get together. I think it works in two capacities. You've kind of got your club culture that runs through the club, and that's the mandate of that is the committees. And then you've also got your team culture, which is the mandate of your coach and your captain and your manager. And so that's also a responsibility that whether you're in the first team, the fourth team, the under 20B side, you've got to create a culture within your team as well.
Yeah. Eddie, how are we doing physically on the field? Are you guys strong enough to go up to Super League A? How are the injuries doing? What are you thinking from a physical point of view? And I'm going to ask you also just to maybe think of some of your weaknesses in Super League B, because every time we go up a league, any team goes up a league, going up 5 meters, what we refer to as 5 meters faster, 10 kilos heavier. Yeah. The game is different, and any strategies you applied or any game plans that you applied in the league there isn't necessarily going to work in the league going up. So how are you guys feeling physically, and have you had any chats around the mindset of the game itself?
Look, a lot of the guys that won the league this year hasn't been back to training, taking a good rest. So we'll pick that up in the new year. But I think we'll do well if we can keep the numbers, keep the team that won the league, and then obviously get some new quality players in. We just spoke before, and you definitely need a squad in Super A. You're not just going to go with 22 that's going to play every Saturday. You're playing Wednesdays, you're playing Saturdays. It's harder, it's faster. It's more physical, so you definitely need that squad system, and a club is just as strong, as all the teams. You don't need a strong first team, you need a strong second team, a strong third team, a fourth team. That guys, they're in the 20s, they carry the whole club.
Yeah. Simon, is it the same for you guys?
Exact same. We had a chat before we started here, and the bench is important. Your bench is as important as the guy starting. So, the last 20 minutes, you need to increase the pace. You need to, or just keep it there. Just kill teams out. But we have to work on it. Yeah.
From a depth perspective.
Yeah, depth.
And that's. I think Eddie hit the nail on the head there. If you haven't got a strong second team and third team, then you struggle as a first team. Yeah. Are you guys looking at recruitment and because it's fine to talk about the first team and getting the first team depth or the numbers, bringing them in, but are you getting because to have a strong third team you need to have a lot of people coming to join the club.
So that is our feeder teams. We have some new guys joining us. We have about 4 or 5 at the moment, but it's like I say, if we can just keep it there and just how can I say, we can just build on our first team, second team, third team. You have to build as a club and not just as one team. So that's our way forward.
All right, I'm going to throw a question here at you from Khanif Adams. He says, same question for Milnerton and Rangers. But anyway, I'm going to throw this at you now. History has shown that teams that have gained promotion have been 5 steps ahead in their respective league and clubs and have gone into the new season being a little bit overconfident, only realizing that they're 5 steps behind. What measures will these clubs put in place to keep the players grounded, level-headed, and get the necessary workforce to get positive results? Basically, what's the plans for the new season in the tougher territory? Well, I suppose that doesn't really apply to you guys because you're in Super League A. But what advice would you give to teams that are coming up?
Sure. You've got to plan a strategy going into it. You know, you can't just rock up and saying, okay, well, we're going to go out there and you know, be fitter, and we're going to be stronger. You've got to have quite a specific plan, and you've got to target certain teams that you want to beat in the league. Yeah. So kind of almost grade them. So say, okay, that's going to be a tough fixture.
Did you guys do a lot of that this year? You look through the teams and you look at your fixtures and you...
Spot on. So you've got to pick your battles, and you look at your home and away games. You think, okay, are we going to get bonus points out of that fixture? Are we not? Yeah. So you've got to plan it in that capacity. We did that when we were in Super B, went into Super A, and we said, listen, we've got to stay up here, we can't go back down. And so we said, okay, listen, that's going to be a tough fixture. Let's see if we can get a bonus point out of it. These are the games that we must win. They're non-negotiable in order to get the necessary points to stay in the league. And then these are going to be the 50-50 games, and let's see what we can get out of them. So yeah, the planning and strategy does happen.
Eddie, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, we kept a close eye on the winners of last year, Kales River, NNK, Brackenfell, you know, and we saw the struggles of especially Kales River that won the league last year, you know, and that just shows you it's another step up. It's a whole different league, yeah. But then we also, you know, Brackenfell did so well. You know, you got to do the basics well. We played them when we had that gap in the season, and yeah, they beat us. But you know, we felt we could compete. We just, you know, you've got to work on the basics, yeah. And if you've got that nailed down, you know, you're laughing.
And you guys, Hisham, you also sit and discuss the other teams. You plan it forward.
Yeah, we have to. It's like I said, we have to target those teams. But now those teams from Super A is coming down, so it's more tough fixtures for us. And then because, you know, if you come down, you do want to go up again. So it's like Kales River is going to be tough for us. Then we also have 2 derbies.
Well, I don't know
which is
so
violets and collisions, so you know, it's going to be tough. Yeah.
I'm not convinced that is 100% right. I mean, just because a team drops down from another league doesn't mean that they're the best in the league below them. Yeah. We saw that this year. Yeah. 2 teams were promoted the previous year. They got relegated and didn't feature. Didn't come into the top 1, 2, 3, even the top 6 spots. I don't think some of the teams. So just because you played in a higher league doesn't mean that you're higher league quality.
Yeah, hopefully, you know. I think Hamlets will also be, you know, a tough fixture this year. I think they had a sniff, so they would want to do it again, you know.
But of course, hang on a bit. Before we talk about strategy, one of the important things that you guys are going to need to know is what the fixtures are. Yeah. So that you probably will be waiting to see what the formal fixtures are before you can plot your strategy.
And we also have to plan around the month of Ramadan. So it gets a bit tougher. So we have to target the games before that because it takes about a week or 2 to get back in the swing of things.
Yeah. But Snoop, also there's absolutely no point in developing a strategy if you're not going to stick to your strategy.
Yeah, spot on. It's got to be communicated. It was communicated to us by the coaches and management, and they said, listen, these are the games we're going to target, pick. And at least we knew what the game plan was going forward into the season. You know, we weren't just going in blind, going on bigger, stronger, fitter. We had quite a specific game plan now.
Yeah. All right, folks, we're going to take an ad break. When we come back, we've got a couple of video inserts that we want to show you. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, Cape Rugby TV. We are doing the captain's table, and with me is Hisham Samai, the captain of Rangers, and Eddie Teron, the captain of Union Mill, and Graham Snoop, otherwise the captain of False Bay. All winners of Super League A, B, and C this year. Rangers, of course, get promoted into Super League B, and Milnerton get promoted into Super League A, and False Bay don't get any promotion. How does that feel? Snoop, sorry, no promotion for you guys.
We'll be all right.
You'll be okay. So you're not getting promoted into the Curry Cup. But it's a lacquer trophy that you got there. I mean, what is it, that moment when you were at there? Marty's has been dragging this trophy around now for a while.
Yeah, there's a lot of Marty's names there. It's funny. It's one of those things you kind of always. We came so close last year, and you always kind of hope and you wish that you can maybe do it, and then eventually for it to be a reality is a good thing.
Yeah. All right, we've got a little clip here of Rangers game against in their win at the President's Cup over Paarl. Let's take a look. Misham, the double. You win the President's Cup, and I think you were the only team in the whole of Western Province Club Rugby to score the double. It's a little bit like what most football fans look for. But that must have been an incredible feeling to win the league and win the President's Cup.
Yeah, it was an incredible feeling. I think at Newlands, after we were down 20 points to 8. Now ask the guys if Newlands has done now, because Newlands means nothing if you don't win on Newlands. You know? So it's exactly the guys, we kept ball in hand second half and just ran at Paul the way they ran at us in the first half. And we managed to do it for the last 20 minutes and yeah, we got the points.
How much difference did it make to playing at Newlands? I mean, playing there with the guys excited before, and I know you played there last year as well. But,
Yeah.
but the feeling of playing at Newlands and was it a neutral ground?
I think it's a neutral ground is what we made of it. I mean, it's a fortress for Western Province Rugby, and you know, Stormers and Springboks play there. And it feels like the field, if you play on the flank, it feels like the field is a bit wider. So you have to break a bit quicker just to get to the other side of the field. But
Yeah.
excellent and amazing.
Did you talk
field
about that
to
before the game? I mean, and most people wouldn't know that unless you've played
Yeah.
on Newlands.
Yeah, we spoke about, the coach spoke to us about it, Ibrahim Murat, he's played there a couple of times. We spoke about it and just like the surface level and the width of the field. And we use it in the second half, to our advantage.
All right, we've got some fan footage as well. Let's take a look. One of the big highlights for you guys there was, or during the year, of course, the fans that are supporting you guys. You've got this haka going on there.
Yeah,
Talk us through that.
it's done by my friend Ismail Ali. You know, he loves to do it, only gets excited once you win a game. So he's always a bit shy at first, but if you have a victory, especially after a tough game and winning the league and winning the President's Cup, I mean, it just comes out, you know, it just inspires us for the next game, and the crowd loves it. I mean, we're a community club, and they just love that feeling, you know, just to join us in our yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move to False Bay. Let's take a look at some of the top point scorers here. These are, of course, the top point scorers in Super League during the season. Andre Klaassen, 112 points. Donnie Roux, 50. Rumark Smith, 45. Mushtaqeen Japi, 42. And Adnan Osman, 34 points. Snoop, you've got some real heavy hitters here. Andre Klaassen, this is, of course, your fly-off. He's had a fantastic season, 112 points for you guys.
Yeah, he's dead out dick. He converts a lot of points for us, and yeah, he's had an unbelievable year.
Where did he come from? What's his history?
He's a Tiger Bird,
Yeah.
old boy, and he came to False Bay as under 20, and it was this slightly overweight fly.
Well, I was about to say,
he
doesn't, when the first time I saw him on the field, I thought this is quite a chunky fly-off, you know, but just like he's an absolute level-headed fly-off.
No, he's converted a lot of that into muscle, and he's we call him Loopwood, and
Loopwood.
yeah, he's got a massive boot, and yeah, he's had a phenomenal year.
One of the names that jumps out, or two of the names actually that jumps out for me is Adnan Osman that came across from SK. That was a big move for him to move from SK, and I think he'd given almost his whole life at SK, and when he came to False Bay, he started making quite a difference there. I think last year already was his first. When was his first season? Was it the year before maybe?
Yeah.
But Mushtaqeen Japi, in the last 2 years, he's settled in at False Bay, and he's really showed his pace outside.
Yeah, he's done well there. Yeah, we like to call him the freak. because he does some things on the field. You just look at it and go, I don't know what happened. But yeah, he's had a phenomenal season.
I see he still cannot stop that dive, the dive try.
Yeah, the crowd seems to love it. And Anand Osman also fantastic, steady Eddie at the back.
Yeah.
He commands that role at fullback.
I know that in the Gold Cup he had to step up a little bit and also helped you guys about there.
Yeah. When required, he steps up and he always does well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Let's take Union Mill. Eddie, you guys also had some fantastic players in your season, and I think it's important that we mention the names of all the players. And let's take a look here at your top point scorers. McAllister Cora, 244 points for Milnerton this year. Dean Tattersall, 82. Vion Robertson, 45. Shane Grundling, 40. And Lance Carl Wilkin with 30 points. But McAllister Cora, what a player. In fact, I think he was he player of the season? Or where did we... somewhere along the line there, I might have picked that up. But 6 tries, 74 conversions, 20 penalties, 2 drop goals, 244 points for the team.
Yeah, no, look, that's been a special year for Mackie. He also got top point scorer last year.
Yeah.
But this year was just phenomenal. You know, you give the ball to him out of the corners and he puts it over every time. He's something special.
I'm assuming you guys are going to try and keep him at Milnerton for...
Yeah, no, he'll definitely stay. I don't think Mackie will ever leave.
All right, then Rangers. Let's have a look here at Rangers' top point scorers. Faiz Charles, he's only 25 years old with 175 points, 10 tries as well. So it's interesting to see try scorers as well as penalties. Tashreeq Bester with 65 and Ahmed with 35 and Ismail Il Scott with 31. Scotty. Abu Bakr Francis on 25. Isham, quite often we see only the fly-offs with the high points.
Yeah.
If I look at McAllister, he scored 6 tries. Obviously most of the points came from the boot. And if I look at Andre Klaassen, he scored 2 tries. Obviously then most of the points from the boot. But yeah, Faiz Charles, 174 points. He scored 10 tries and conversions.
Yeah, no, he's quite quick around the base. I think that's his speciality, so he likes to take on the big guys and score through there. But the guy at the bottom of Wakker Francis, who's also part of the top, he's a front ranker. So he also scored a lot of tries this year. And we just worked around that. Same with Tashreeq Bester.
Yeah.
Amazing. Quick feet, always takes the gaps, but we always look for the weaker guys, the heavier guys. Yeah.
All right, folks, we're going to take an ad break. When we come back, we'll start catching up with some of the videos that we did with the coaches and captains during the course of the year. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Captain's Table on Cape Rugby TV for the next couple of weeks, where we bring various captains in from the clubs in Western Province that have played. And we're not just going to focus on the top teams. We're covering across the board as we get through to January. But interestingly enough, pre-season training has started. So we've got a couple of fields that we can go out to and go and interview some of the coaches and so forth on the side of the park. We've got a photo collage here. I think it's time for us to take a little bit of the fan action and talk about the fans that make the difference on the side of the field. Let's take a look at these pics. All right, just looking at those pictures there. Yeah. Obviously, looking at the three of you guys, you've got big smiles on your face. You're like looking at the pictures and going, I remember that, and look at that. And there was, Eddie, looking at those pictures there, a couple of memories.
Yeah, definitely a couple of memories. Some I'd like to forget. Definitely the team photo was wasn't the happiest moment when I look at the Rangers photo. You know, all up in arms, all smiles. And you get to ours, obviously just after the loss.
Snoop, talk us through the Top Gun picture there. You guys are walking there next to, is it a Mango aeroplane? It looks like you're all, I don't know, just got off an aircraft carrier.
Well, first of all, Cape Rugby TV is Facebook stalking, so that's got to stop. No, that was we got off the plane for Gold Cup, and there weren't any fans, there were no supporters, but we were waving to nobody. Yeah, and we thought it'd be quite a cool picture.
well, so talk us through that. I mean, if you look at that, if you just look at that in itself, the fact that you've got 5 or 6, but you was dressed, or everybody was dressed in like number ones.
Yeah.
That all looked impressive. But it's the little things on the side of the field. We keep talking about. We've spoken about the rugby. We've spoken about the administration. We spoke. It's the things on the side of the field that keep it going, though.
No, absolutely. You've got to. There's so much rugby played throughout the year. You've got to keep it fun. You've got to keep it interesting. I remember one of the Gold Cup trips on the way back. We had a dress-up theme in Zoolander. So basically, we had 20-odd guys walking through an airport, all dressed like Derek Zealand or Hansel. So yeah, you got to keep things fresh, interesting, and fun.
I think we actually did. I don't know how we missed that one, because we did see that picture on Facebook. But here's the thing: that if you guys are going to publish it, we're going to share it. And I know that some of the pictures because I follow most of you guys on Instagram or whatever. Some of the pictures I see there, I'm thinking to myself, heavens, this is a family show. I can't put this on. Hisham, but looking at those. Looking at those pictures there, some memories jump out for you?
Yeah, some great memories we made this year. It's just because of like team culture, you know. We planned this. We had a pre-season training camp at the beginning of the year, and we had a photo with a trophy already, saying that we're going to be the champions for the year, and we did exactly that.
Okay. Eddie, on the side of the field, the fans. I mean, if you go to False Bay, they've got too much here, so we can't talk to them anymore. What do you guys do for the fans?
Look, we try to make something special. You know, it's always kid friendly. You know, Lean will get a jumping castle out there. You know, so we get the whole family and not just the dad coming out. We want the mom there. We want the kids there running around. You know, that's where the memories are made, and that's hopefully where they'll come back one day when they're grown up and they play the game themselves.
One of the things we I know it's been done before, but that we've been during the year, over the last 6 years, we've been doing the sponsorship, media, and eventing workshops for the clubs and discussing a number of things. One of the things that has come out is the match day programs, having a little flyer, and everyone's got a different way to do it. That's one of the ways to connect the fans that are watching. And it's interesting we call them fans now, because in the past it used to be moms and dads or aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters coming to watch, but the reality is that they are fans. It's become a crowd entertainment game. It's nice to have the little match day program where you see the run on 15 and you can sit in the stands or on the steps, if you want to call it that, or in the grass embankment and look at the match day program and actually connect. Because it connects you to the name of the player and who it is. And you say, that's number 1 and that's number 2, and you can take it home and you can talk to the family about it. That's quite a nice initiative.
Yeah, no, it kind of bridges that gap, you know, first name basis. You don't have to introduce yourself. They know your name. So they come out after the game, you know, you walk past them, they have a quick chat with you because, you know, they know your name. Whereas if it wasn't there, you know, it's kind of you're a stranger.
At Rangers, it's very, very much a community aspect. You get down to Rangers, and the feeling there is our doors are open for the community. It's almost like part of the culture, is that my house is your house. You go so far as to feed people when they come there. I mean, you guys really do take it to the next level, where it's for where you can give free food to the people that are coming to the club. And I mean, that really connects and shares with your. It's almost like your spirit is about sharing your rugby and your club with the people around you.
Yeah, because it is a community club, like you said, and you know, we feed our opponents as well after the game, like you say. So you know, because it's a community club, if we lose our area is so quiet. You can hear a pin drop, and that's how much they feel for the rugby and how much they support, and that's how they're passionate about the rugby.
And I think the difference also between the two clubs is you guys got a lot of your houses.
Yeah.
It's a very densified area, so
Yes.
everybody lives very close to the field.
Yeah.
You walk out of your garden or out of your house
You're close
onto
to
the field. Yeah.
Yes, and if more players of the community can just stay, within the community and play for a club, like he said earlier, guys of the community drive past.
Yeah.
It will build the club and just take it to the next level.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's been absolutely fantastic. Snoop, where to for you guys now? You say pre-season only starts in January, so you still got a little bit of time off. During the course of over the next 2 months, are you still in touch with each other, keeping the social media going, keeping the connection, sending out newsletters?
Yeah, absolutely. Plans have already been put in place for next season, goals, targets, etc. We're on gym programs, and the guys have stayed in touch. I know we've got to get together this weekend for the whole club as well. So we're
you guys
meet up. So we'll keep the gears going.
So you might not be playing. You might not be playing, but you say you got a club gathering this week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Hisham, for you guys, you said it's pre-season already, but other activities, end of year awards, or
No, we had our awards already.
of course, in fact, you have had your awards, and we did talk about it on Cape Rugby. Yes.
Yeah, we had our awards. So the guys are trying to get trying to build the muscle again, trying to get the fitness up. There is going to be a break. I don't think a December break is a good idea because a lot happens between the 15th of December and January. There's a lot of stuff happening.
You're coming back about 10 kilos heavier.
Yeah,
heavier with the wrong stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll probably have to work hard again at the beginning of the year.
Eddie, for you guys, staying in touch with the guys, social media, plans, photographs, sharing, newsletters.
Yeah, no, look, we still got the WhatsApp groups going, and we try to rope in the new guys, and there's some funny things that comes out there, but it builds the gears,
All right, I don't know how you guys coined that, how you stole that phrase. Absolutely. Sean Samaya, captain of Rangers, fantastic having you on the show. I'm sure we're going to have you on a lot more in the future as well, and we look forward to your progress. Best of luck for next year.
Thank you very much, JP. Pleasure being here.
Eddie Taron, you've been on the show, on the other side of the microphone, plenty of times. Fantastic season for you guys. Congratulations on the promotion. Great to have you on the show. Fantastic to hear about what Union Mill does, and same to you guys. Best of luck for the year, and best stay safe over the holidays.
Thanks, JP. Same to you, and thanks for having us.
Snoop, to you guys at the Bay, again, fantastic season. You've really have made Western Province proud on every level, from a league level, from a Gold Cup point perspective. It's been a great season for you guys. The rise and fall of False Bay over the last few years to the ultimate rise. Really well done. You guys have done an incredible job, and I hope that your fans and moms and dads and aunts and uncles and administrators all actually know that people have recognized this from more than just within the club space. It's actually been recognized across South Africa, and people have spoken about it. So you guys must be extremely proud of yourselves, and we look forward to having you back on the show soon.
Cheers. Very kind of you. Thanks a lot.
Right, folks, that's a wrap. It is, of course, the Captain's Table. Slightly different, and we look forward to doing more of these Captain's Table shows during the course of the next couple of weeks. We will still be focusing on some of the clubs with their history, but that comes up a little bit later. That's a wrap from me, Cape Rugby TV. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. And as always, have yourself a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.